What up, what up, what up, what up, man? It's your man, Dr. BOA. Represent, man. Let's wait for the people to get in here right quick. In here chilling. Waiting for the people to come through. We're going to hold off for a minute. Salute to the Alpha Sphere. It's coming in right quick, man. Touch on a few things. That's all. You know how we like to do, man. We like to come through, touch on a few things. Y'all bear with me, man. I'm in the whip, man. Just had to get outside, man. You know what I'm saying? Really, we kind of shut down, man. So I just had to get outside. I may just start doing this, man. I train from the crib now. I may just start doing this right here. Just going back to the morning motivation, man. Just doing it in the whip like I used to, man. Quentin Maldonado, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you being in the joint. Welcome to the Alpha Sphere Energy. Welcome to the Alpha Energy for sure, Q, no doubt. Appreciate you being up in the joint, Q. Appreciate you being up in the joint, joining the family, brother. Appreciate it. Ice Cold G, my good brother, man. Good to see you in the joint, bro. That's a good brother right there, man. Appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. Let's give the people a few minutes to get in here, man. See what's really going on. Trying this new landscape mode, man. I finally went ahead and bought one of those phone holders, man, that sticks to the windshield, man. So that's why you see the different field of view. And I wish I would have been done this earlier, man, because it's just a better field of view, man. It looks better. It feels better. Hopefully it sounds better to you, man, as well. So, and I didn't go far, man. I just pulled out the garage, man, and I'm still close enough, man, to get the Wi-Fi. So we shouldn't have to worry about too much breaking up. But let's give the people a few minutes to get in here, man. I still don't know what this chat's gonna do, man. I ain't gonna mess with it though. I'll mess around and shut the stream down. Whenever the chat come back up, man, then I'll get at y'all in the chat, man. So, man, hey, I appreciate all my patrons, man. Today is that day, man. I appreciate y'all doing your thing, man. I appreciate everybody that's upgrading to the new tier, man. And even those, man, that are downgrading to the tier, man, because you can't afford to upgrade. That's cool, man. I just appreciate y'all staying with the family, man. These are trying times for us all. And, every little bit of support, man, matters a whole lot, man, because you guys could be doing anything else, man. Anthony Creates, brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you being in the joint. Appreciate you joining the family, brother. Welcome to the Alpha Energy family, man. Let's get the people, man. Maybe let's give them a couple more minutes to get in here, man. So what we're going to talk about today, man, is just being dedicated to your alpha journey. You know what I'm saying? We all have our own alpha journey, man. Let me get relaxed in here, man. We all have our own alpha journey, man. And the thing is to be in the most relaxed state you could be in for your alpha journey, man. And a lot of times, man, we find ourselves not being in that state because we're too concerned about other things, man. We're too concerned about other people. We're too concerned about opinions and inclinations of everybody else, man. And the bottom line is, man, your journey is yours. Your journey isn't even similar to mine, but your journey isn't exactly mine. There's a bunch of things that I'm going to say that each and every man who hears it can apply to his life. But there's also some things I'm going to say that only half of the man who hear it can use it in their lives in an effective way. And, that's just the reality of it, man. D. Flemings, what's good, my brother? Appreciate you being in the joint, man, doing what you do, bro. So, I'm going to give you a Einstein quote here, man. Wait a minute, this might be Franklin D. Roosevelt. My bad, man. Don't get me started, man, lying about who this quote from. But the quote is anyway. I'll come back and let you know that later, niggas. We might not get everything you fight for. You might not get everything you fight for, but you will fight for everything you get. So every step of progress you make on your alpha journey, brother, you got to fight for it. You don't have time to relax your way into being alpha. You don't have time to relax your way into success. You don't have time to relax your way into notoriety or fame or fortune or whatever it is you want in your life, man. You don't have time to relax yourself into spiritual awakening. You don't have time to relax. You better grind while you're alive. You can sleep when you're dead. Once you die, the rest of your time gonna be spent sleep, bro. So we can't allow ourselves to be in a situation where we as men let other things that don't really affect us unless we let them affect us. Think about how many things you embrace. Like if you're keeping up with politics right now, if you're a man that's keeping up with politics, which means you probably believe in the political system and the political positioning of that system, which means you believe that the president of the United States is actually the leader of the free world for real, then think about the amount of stress you're incurring, man, when you sit up listening to Fox News and CNN all the time, man, with things that don't affect you every day. Nothing that the president has done in the past, this stimulus check may affect you. Not in a major way. Obama's stimulus check, the little, whatever it was, it may have affected you. But what else do these guys do that affects you? You got men who go vote for the president but don't vote for the governor in their own state, and that affects them every day. So you got to eliminate stress factors that actually don't affect your life, because that's emotion. You're allowing something outside of you to evoke emotion in you, and whenever you're focusing on something from perspective, you are not focusing on becoming the best version of yourself, because that is the absolute opposite of emotion. Nothing about emotion helps you become the best version of yourself. Nothing about emotion helps you bang it out in the gym. Nothing about emotion helps you eat the right thing. Nothing about emotion helps you do any of these things that we need to do as men to better ourselves. Emotion is irrelevant. There is no benefit to it, man. There never is any benefit to it. Even when you lose a loved one and you get emotional, man, that don't benefit you. You lose a few years of your life behind that stress. D-Hub, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. See, this is the thing you got to understand about success. Success is always a possibility, and you're getting a step closer to it, as long as you don't stop grinding toward it. Every single day you spend grinding towards success, whether it's success in fitness or health and wellness, as I like to call it, financial success, spiritual success, success with women, whatever success you pursue every day, as long as you don't stop, you're going to get a step closer to it. You're going to get a step closer to it. That's just the bottom line. No matter what anyone says, you're going to get a step closer to it. But the moment you stop, and this is going to be heartbreaking for some of you, because some of you have already stopped. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the one to break this to you, man. I really do, man. I wish I didn't have to. I wish it wasn't the truth, rather. I don't mind having to break it to it, but I wish it wasn't the truth. But I want to tell you something that I know from my experiences and experiences of other men that I've been blessed enough to be able to witness. The moment you stop striving for success, you fail. If you want to do that thing, you got to start from square one. The moment you stop striving for success, you fail. You're in a battle against failure. And the moment you stop striving for success, failure just won. That complete battle is over. You can't wake up the next day or the next week after taking a break and then suddenly, okay, well, I think I'm gonna be okay now. You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. 1995 Stoic, man, appreciate the $10 super chat, brother. It simply doesn't work that way. It's never gonna work that way. You fail, man. And what does failure mean? Unfortunately, you got to start over from scratch. You got to start. It doesn't matter how fit you've been in your life. You gain 50 pounds, you got to start over from scratch. Now, is it going to benefit you to have been lean before? Of course, because you're going to know what to do. But depending on how long you let it, how long the period of time you let lapse between being fit and being fat, then it may not even benefit you to have, man, muscle memory may not even kick in until you're damn near lean. These are the things you have to understand, man. If you start a bit, you know how many times, man, men have started businesses and they quit and tapped out, and the blessing they were looking for was right around the corner. If they had just held on for a few moments. I give you a perfect example, man. I give you a perfect example. Sometimes when I'm fishing, man, the fish won't really be biting that much. They'll be biting every now and then. Every now and then. I may have been out there for 2 hours, about 5 fish. And then someone tell me, go ahead and leave, man. And I'll say, all right, I'm gonna leave. But then I say, wait a minute. I'm gonna stay about 30 more minutes. I stay 30 more minutes, and literally, bro, I'm not lying to you. I stay 30 more minutes, and within an hour and a half, I stay 30 more minutes. So within 2 hours total, that 30 minutes plus another hour and a half, I catch a limit. Just because I waited for that 30 minutes. Now, there are guys who've left, and when I saw them the next time, they say, hey, man, how many, they asked me how many you ended up with the other day, man. Shit, man, right after you left, man, about 30 minutes after you left, man, they turned on, I limited out, bro. And they be like, damn. Now, that's just fish. But if you see the disappointment on those men's faces, you see how much more serious it is for you to give up at the wrong time. It's always the wrong time to give up. There's no good time to give up, bruh. There is no good time to give up. I'm telling you what I know, man. You give up on things that you can't control. You can control your business. You can control your grind. You give up on a relationship because you can't control somebody else's action. And speaking of relationships, that's a perfect segue into my next topic. I want you men to understand this. Relationships were not meant to be monogamous. Men weren't meant to be monogamous, of course, nor were women meant to be monogamous. SJ3, my brother. Men nor women were meant to be monogamous. Now, there's some beta male simp man Johnny who come in and say, well, man, I don't know, BOA. I think women are supposed to be monogamous. That's their job. Yeah, that's their job. Remember God told Eve that her desire should be to her husband? That means they're supposed to be monogamous. Man, you don't know what the hell you talking about, bruh. Anthony Creates, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Appreciate you being in the joint. Appreciate you joining the family, brother. Brother say, just found your channel. Love and support from Texas, my brother. Men need this game. It's priceless. Salute to you, my brother. My brother repping Texas, man. But let me tell you something. Your desire should be to your husband has nothing to do with sex. It pains me that whenever there's an opportunity to think about sex, that's what men think about. Your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. That has nothing to do with sex, man. It has something to do with her desire. The things that she desires will be the thing that you want her to do. It goes back to the help me thing. The thing that she desires will be the thing that you desire will be the thing that she is forced to do. Her desire shall be whatever direction you point it in. Her wish is your command. Let's put it like that. Your wish is her command. That's what that's saying. Your husband shall rule over you, and his wish shall be your command. It doesn't have a damn thing to do with sex. And there was a time then, well, let me tell you something, brothers. Women can only be monogamous when their life or death depends on it. Women are only monogamous when their life and death depends on it. I'll give you a perfect example. There was a time, even during biblical times, where a woman would be stoned. A woman would be stoned to death for committing adultery on her husband. Women didn't want to die, so they didn't commit adultery. Not because they didn't want to. They just didn't, because they didn't want to die. And if they did, they made sure, damn sure it was with somebody that wasn't going to tell so they can get away with it, because they didn't want to die. So more women were likely to be faithful and monogamous and loyal in their actions, at least, because they didn't want to die. Fast forward to now. You can't stone women. A woman can have many men she wants. She can have a husband, have a boyfriend on the side, and then have another boyfriend that take care of her and take her around and see the other two men. But when you find a church girl, see, y'all think church girls are so good. You think a church girl, just because she believes that she's supposed to be dedicated to her husband, her desire should be to her husband and like that, man. She believes that if she doesn't do that, she's gonna die. She believes that her soul is gonna burn in hell forever, man. She believes she's gonna be thrown in the lake of fire forever if she commits adultery. Now, that's not all of them. That's just the ones who really, really, really try hard to be faithful. They don't do it because they can. They don't do it because they built like that, bruh. They do it because they believe their life or death depends on it. See, that was a time when their life or death actually depended on it. And so they were less inclined to cheat. And now, this time, they think their life or death depends on it. So they're more inclined to fall off the bandwagon, to fall off the wagon. And that's just me keeping it all the way 100 true buck with you right there, bro. That's all that is, man. You got to keep in mind that the way men are taught to live in this society is counterproductive to manhood. It's the opposite of what a man should be focused on. It's the opposite of what a man should be doing. It's the opposite of what a man should be thinking. It's the opposite of how a man should be living. It's the opposite of how a man should be loving, because a man should be loving himself. And the Most High. I don't love anybody, man. I give all my love to the Most High, man, and then he spreads it out to people who deserve it. I don't want to be the judge of that. I have no part in that. So when somebody says, man, you don't love nobody, I say, man, I love the Lord, man. I love God, man. I love the Most High, bro. That's it. If you don't feel no, listen, man, let me tell you something. If a woman, a family member, even a child don't feel no love for me, it's because God ain't letting them feel it. They don't deserve it. I don't give that emotion out to people, man. I don't share emotion with people. I really don't. So you might see me chopping it up, man, about something. You might see me with somebody, we might be going in about something. I don't have any emotion attached to it. I'm doing it for the entertainment purposes. So the things I talk about on my channel, I do it for the entertainment purposes, man. You know, because I really don't care what any of these guys do, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't care. I'm perfectly out of the loop with what anyone does. And that's because I don't care. There is no man on this platform who does anything that affects my progress in a positive manner. I mean, they could try to hate or something, but I'm talking about there's no man on here that affects my progress in a positive manner on a daily basis. Are there men who have done things before that have benefited my progress? Yeah, my process, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, man, I'm still okay with those guys. I'm still cool with those guys. But when it comes to me being actually concerned about what men do, and I'm just not, bro. I'm just not. Y'all give me a quick minute here, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not, bro. It don't matter to me at all. It shouldn't matter to you either. My goal, man, is to benefit my brothers, man. That's it. My goal is to do what I can do to benefit you. My goal is to do what I can do to benefit me. My goal is to give you some information you can spread along to benefit somebody else. That's it, man. When I'm done with that, man, then I'm back to my own personal life. That's why I don't do a whole lot of, matter of fact, I don't do much sharing of my personal life on YouTube anyway. You know what I'm saying? I share little trinkets on Patreon, man, and you know, I show little parts of my life, man, on my memberships or whatever, man. Just little simple things, man, like you know, me getting up, man, making a shake in the morning, man, me heading down the road, me going to a gym, me, you know what I'm saying, me preparing a meal, me living my life every day, man. Cause my life is simple, bro. I live a simple life. I don't have an entertaining life, but I'm entertained by my life. I say again, I don't have an entertaining life, but I'm entertained by my life. You know, my life is very entertaining to me, man. I love it. I love my life, bro. I have no complaints about my life, man. I really don't. And that's the place where we all need to be. When you have no complaints about your life, you don't have any worries keeping you from grinding striving to be the most alpha version of yourself, the most perfect version of yourself. I like to say, see, we're not perfect, but we can be the most perfect version of ourselves. I'll never be the perfect man, but I can be the most perfect BOA. You know what I'm saying? SJ3 will never be a perfect man, but he can be the most perfect SJ3. D. Flemings can never be a perfect man, but he can be the most perfect D. Flemings. You understand what I'm saying? Alex Jackson, he can be the most perfect Alex Jackson. All of us alpha men, we could be the most perfect version of ourselves. And if you take 100 of us and put us in a room and we're all the perfect version of ourselves, you got a hell of an army of men who are well equipped to move mountains in this world, man. So when I look at men trying to separate themselves into groups, hey man, Pookie and Ray Ray need the educated lame. The educated lame need Pookie and Ray Ray. I'll do a dedicated stream on that one. That's an hour and a half long stream right there in itself. And I put the title out there because nobody else going to address it the way I'm going to address it, so they can try. But Pookie and Ray Ray need the educated lame just as much as educated lame need Pookie and Ray Ray. Neither one of those guys can make any strides in this society without the other. Neither one of them can. And that's just real talk, man. And that's why we've made no strides in this society right now. This is the thing, man. Your enemies are only the people who have worked their asses off to stop your progress and your process. To stop interfere with your process and impede your progress. Those are your enemies. So anyone you're looking at as an enemy, treat it like an enemy, talking to like an enemy, even worse, feeling like they're your enemy. You need to change your outlook because you've been a beta male simp mangina. Unless that person has actually to interfere with your process and impede your progress. That's the bottom line, man. And when the more we think about it, that's why when you see other groups of men have little spats and all that, man, but not for real. And I'm just be honest with you, man. Black men are the only men on YouTube who are not striving to have a bigger voice. We're okay with the voices we have. And I'm not saying all of us, but the majority of us, man, we don't even care about having a bigger voice. And let me tell you something about a man who doesn't care about having a bigger voice. He ain't saying nothing. D. Clay Tony is my brother, man. Appreciate this $5 super chat, bro. Almighty M, man. Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Appreciate you brothers' contributions, man. So when we think about these things logically, man, which is the only way you can think about something, you can't think illogically. You can just be illogical. And that's another thing. Stop letting these women try to define logic to you. How the hell on the women to define logic? Let me tell you, man, some of the crazy thing I ever seen. There are men who go to women to get dating advice from women. I want y'all to let that sink in. There are men who go to women to get dating advice. And then they wonder why they still end up in bad situations with women. Because a woman gonna teach Romeo to Juliet. But the problem ain't no damn Juliet. And that's the real talk. So you're gonna be Romeo to Juliet, but Juliet is more like Josette. And you're gonna get yourself taken down through there. That's just how this goes, man. We can act like some of this illogical stuff is logical to us, man. You can act like it's logical for a man to go to a woman to get some damn dating advice. You can act like it's logical for somebody who trying to get lean to go tell somebody who weigh 500 pounds to get some damn fitness advice. You can act like it's logical to go to somebody for some diet advice when they eat everything under the sun. When you talking to them, they eat one of them red hot pork links already while you talking to them. With a big cup of sugary Kool-Aid. Now, ladies, in their pocket. None of these things are logical, man. And we as men have to assume the logical position on all topics. If you can't think logically about something, man, move away from it or invite somebody in who can think logically on it. Don't allow yourself, never allow yourself to view things from the perspective of emotion. Because there's only two perspectives. There's only two perspectives. There's the logical perspective, and there's no perspective at all. If you're using your emotion to assess a situation, you have no perspective. You have a response, an emotional response. So that women aren't illogical. Women just lack logic. Women just, they're emotional. They have nothing to do with logic. It's not that they lack logic. Logic and women don't even go in the same sentence. See, you got to stop viewing women as the opposite of you, because then you view yourself as the opposite of women. I don't view myself as the opposite of something that I'm on a much higher level than. You ever heard a professional basketball player compare himself to a high school player? Unless that high school player is coming straight out of high school like LeBron or Zion or somebody like that. Even though Zion didn't come straight out of high school, but you get what I'm saying. But have you ever heard do you ever hear LeBron compare himself to some high school player? No, people do it. You ever heard Kobe compare himself to a high school player? No, people did it. You ever hear a professional NFL player compare himself to a high school player? No. Because they're on two different levels. I'm not the opposite of woman. I'm not the opposite of something that was created for me. For us to be opposites, we got to at least be on the same level. You know, when people say, hey man, we talk about apples and oranges, both of them fruit. You'll never hear nobody say, man, we talking about apples and cucumbers. You never hear nobody say, man, we talking about apples and corn on the cob, man. We talking about apples and broccoli. You'll never hear it. So we got to stop viewing women as our opposites. Because when you view something that's your opposite, it's a whole lot easier for you to view it as a 50-50 thing to you. Okay, well, we could be 50-50 because we're on the same level. Well, let's just split this level in two. No, if I give you 50% first, I got to elevate your ass to my level to give you 50%. Why would I do that? Why would I elevate her? B-boy be talking about, man, it's your job to elevate a woman. Where you get that from? See, this comes from you viewing every other source of except the word of the Most High. When those boys talk that idiotic stuff, man, I just revert to the word of the Most High. If what you saying ain't in the word of the Most High, man, I ain't listening to nothing you saying. John Wayne, what's good, brother? Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say salute to the atmosphere. Can you keep this one up? Yeah, this one will stay up, man. This one will stay up. That's why I'm trying my best to keep it clean, man, so it'll stay up. So the bottom line is this, man. You got to keep in mind that as a man who's striving to be the most alpha version of yourself, you have to view yourself above women. You have to view yourself above beta male simp anginas. You have to view yourself above sigma males. You have to view yourself above omega males. You have to view yourself right under God. There's God, there's you, and then there's everybody else. Everybody else, you rank them how you want to. It don't matter. They're just beneath you. All these other things we're doing out here, man, we are too concerned with things that don't concern us as alpha men. We don't care about a lot of things these people care about. Who cares? We don't care about any of the things these people care about. They care about a whole bunch of things, man. Who cares about that? These people can't even stay at home, man. There's a worldwide pandemic. People dying. You can't go nowhere where people ain't dying. These people can't even stay at home, bro. They can't even sit down and chill. They can't even protect themselves, bruh. They can't even do what's best for them. We don't congregate with people who can't even do what's best for them. It makes no sense. The one drop from Ahmed Yah, man. Appreciate you joining the family, brother. Appreciate it. We have to understand, as the men who are striving to be the most alpha version of ourselves, we are not like them, brothers. We are different. We are better. See, a lot of men aren't going to say they better, but we're better. We're better. Simply because we care that much about ourselves. We care too much about ourselves to not be better. We care too much about ourselves to not elevate ourselves above the normal man. And damn sure not elevate ourselves above women. You have to view women as beneath you, man. Because it's not that you view women beneath you. It's that you view yourself above women. I don't care what level women are on. Women can be on a very high level. I mean, women can be on an extremely high level. They can be on an amazingly high level. But they're still beneath me. They could be on level 5,519. I'm on level 5 million. So they're on a high level, way above level 0. just not on my level. And so men who pedestalize women are not on my level. They're not on your level. Men who treat women like the prize, they're not on my level. They're not on your level. Men who believe, like Jaheim said, you got to put that woman first, they're not on my level. They're not on your level. And that's cool. It's kind of like, man, we don't even exist in the same world with these guys, man. We could see the same scenario they see and view it totally differently. Respond to it, react to it totally different, rather. And that's another thing that separates us from other men. They respond to things, we react to things. When you respond, you can have an emotional response. You can't have an emotional reaction. Reactions aren't emotional. Responses are emotional. A response is something that you do immediately. Something happens, you just go off that, you just go handle it. A reaction is done after you think about something. When you think about MTR channel, when he does all those reactions, you've never seen MTR do a reaction on the same day the content came out. I've never seen him do a reaction on it. If you have, then let us know. But I've never seen MTR do a reaction on the same day it came out. He goes back, listens to the content, and has time to sit down and assess the content, so he could present a very compelling, either supporting or opposing perspective on it. That's what men do. That's what a reaction is. A response is a man who drops something, who puts something out. Shit, most people ain't even heard it yet. There are people listening to his video. They got he got the reference to. He got to put a link to the video because they ain't even heard it yet. That's the difference between a response and reaction. That's why you have to avoid that emotional space, that emotional thought process, that emotional headspace. When you're in that emotional headspace, and what the emotional headspace is a headspace that completely and totally lacks logic. That's the emotional headspace. You have to stay out of it because it'll cause you to respond when men should react. You can't respond and do what's best for yourself in a situation. You have to react, because reaction takes assessment. Reaction takes, a quantitative perspective. You have to really sit down and quantify what your reaction is going to be. You have to quantify the effect of what was done, how negative it is. And sometimes you look at it and you say, you know what, man? Now that I think about it, think about how many times you tell yourself this. Man, I started to do this, man, but then, you know what, man? Now that I think about it, the goal is to never say that, because you think about it in the first place. Many men never get to that point where they say, you know what, man, now that I think about it, I should handle this a different way. The majority of men who say, now that I think about it, they say, now that I think about it, I should have handled it a different way. That's right. You should have stayed out of your feelings and handled it like a man. Men don't handle things with emotion. Men don't handle things with their feelings. Love, anger, sadness, fear. Men don't handle things based on those. You can if you want to, but all you is a woman that stand up and pee. If you stay in your emotions and your life is, and I tell you, anytime you respond with emotion, it turned out bad for you. Find me a man who responded with emotion. I don't care what the emotion was. Plenty niggas in penitentiary right now because they responded with anger. Plenty of people right now out here, man, walking around with that ninja. You know what I'm saying? Dying of AIDS right now. Because they was in the situation and they responded with hurt, with emotional pain. Somebody left them or broke up with them or treated them bad in a relationship, and they just went out and they had to get love from somebody else, so they just went out there and laid down with somebody. Now they got that ninja. That's the reason that you protect yourself from being out here traipsing around with all these women, having sex with all these women. The more women you have sex with, the more emotional you're gonna be. And it may not be, see, when I say emotion and women, nigga think about loving the woman. No, you may not ever love a woman. You may not ever fall in love with anyone, but the more women you come into contact with and ingest that emotional energy into your body, the more emotional you're going to become. So you may not ever fall in love with women, but you may be one of these niggas that around here angry and fight everybody about anything. Because you're spending too much time laying over too many women. You may be a brother out here that's going through depression. A lot of times your depression can be traced to the people you interact with. You interact with people who drain your energy, bro. If I drain your energy, nigga, I didn't no more. You got to replenish it. And you can't replenish it if you're continually being around the people who drain it. That's why I say the first step in becoming the most alpha version of yourself is after acceptance. The first major move you make after you accept and a few more things, you separate. You have to separate. Separate thing, man. It's the first best thing. You got to separate. Because the people who are draining your alpha energy and making you live like a beta male, if you stay around them, you can't change. You can't change and become someone else when you're in the environment that makes you who you are, man. It just don't work, bro. It don't work, man. And that's real talk. It just doesn't work. And I ain't making this up, brothers. I am really trying to help somebody today, man. There's a man out here today, man, that's miserable. Can't go to work, stuck at home with a woman he hate. He been able to deal with it before because he been able to go to work overtime. Now he got to work from home. She at home. Her children that ain't his at home with him. He don't like none of them. But he can't find the wherewithal to bring himself to leave her and her children that don't belong to him. Because he was taught that a man wouldn't do that. Now understand, a man wouldn't leave the woman with his children, but we're so beta in this society that we're taught that we won't leave a woman with somebody else's children. There's a man who has the first break that he's had in years because he can't go to that job that he hates so much. Damn job about to kill him, man. He can't get home without stopping by the liquor store every day. He can't go home without stopping getting a 6-pack of beer every day because he's so stressed out. He got some little solution in his car, man, to clean his pee because he can't stop blowing trees, man. He popping pills. He hate his job. And now suddenly he can't go to work. He's sitting at the crib relaxed as hell. And he's trying to figure out why. And then he figures out why. And he's trying to say, well, damn. What am I going to do now? I don't want to go back there. I hate it. What you going to do, brother, is you're going to man up and you're going to take control of your life. Anything is worth losing if it's going to give you peace of mind on the back end. That's why I send men to the book of Proverbs. Everything you need to be an alpha male is in the book of Proverbs. All you got to do is apply it all to your life. If you apply every word in the book of Proverbs to your life, brother, you're going to be alpha as hell. I promise you that. You're going to be alpha as hell. Any man who doesn't apply the word of the Most High to his life cannot be alpha. That is the alpha. You can't do it. It tells you everything you need to do, how to interact with women, how to interact with other men, how to be on your hustle, how to grind, how to not let people take you off your hustle, how to view people, how to stay the hell away from negative naysayers, how to stay the hell away from people who drain your energy. Man, it tells you everything. Everything I talk about in every single piece of alpha information I give you can be found in the book of Proverbs, bro. I just give it to you in layman's terms. I give it to you in terms that you can easily apply to your life. If you listen to all my content, you ain't even got to read the book of Proverbs. I give you the book of Proverbs. That's what I give you. The bottom line is this. The blueprint to being the most alpha version of yourself is here. In the alpha sphere. And that's what we do here. Every day, you and I are better men. We're never going to be the best men, but we're better men because we're better versions of us. Every day. Right now, you and I are becoming better versions of ourselves. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but you and me are becoming better versions of ourselves right now. That's what we're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't care what the hell they're doing. But right now, at 2:33 p.m. Central Standard Time, April 1st, April Fool, nigga, April 1st, 2020, you and I are becoming the best version of ourselves right now, at this very moment. If we die right now, we spent our last moment becoming the very best version of ourselves. Not once have we spoke about anybody else. Not once have we spoke about any other situation. All we're talking about is us. And we've been on here for 40 minutes talking about us. And we could go 40 more minutes talking about us. Because we are all that matters. Anything that matters in your life when it comes to anybody else better be a benefit to your life. You can never be a benefit to someone that's not a benefit to you. Being a benefit to you, benefit to them. We are about growing, not as men, but as us. Because let me tell you a trick. Let me tell you a caveat about growing as a man. That has a blanket definition. Somebody can tell you, you got to grow as a man. You got to grow as a man. Who defines what the fuck a man is? Uh-oh. I do that one more time. I had to take it down. Take it straight to Patreon, man. Who defines what a man is? Who defines what a man is in this society? We're not men. We're alphas. And alphas aren't men. The alpha male lion is not a lion. He's an alpha. The lioness is a lioness. The alpha male gorilla, he's not a gorilla. He's an alpha silverback. They don't call him a gorilla, they call him silverback. There's a distinction between us and everyone else. Man, we have to not be afraid to embrace that distinction, man. We have to not be afraid to embrace that distinction. We have to not be afraid to let the world know that, yeah, man, that was a beautiful woman, man. She wanted to get with me, man, but her energy was bad, so I never did touch her. The world is going to say, man, you must be gay. The world is going to say, hey, man, it's my duty to please that booty. The world is going to say, man, no, she must not have been all that then. Because the world can't wrap their mind around the concept that alpha males do things differently. Alpha males do things differently. We're not under any pressure to get no sex from no woman. We're not under any pressure to do anything under the sun to make money. We're not under any pressure to do any of those things because those things don't make us alpha. So you got men who are alpha, men who are striving to be alpha, and you got men who just act like they alpha or feel like they alpha. But men who feel like they're alpha, they make up their own definitions of what the hell it is. They make up their own understanding of what it is. And that's why I don't listen to those guys. I don't listen to guys who say beta things and then say, well, this is what an alpha male does. Lies, deceit, confusion, and straight up disrespect to the term alpha male, man. To the true men, and every day making the sacrifices. It takes sacrifices, man, to be an alpha male, man. I've been sacrificing for years. It takes sacrifices. It takes training myself to not be a coochie hound no more. It takes training myself to not, and this same thing as being a coochie hound, but my version of the coochie hound, man, will sleep with other men's wives. Men's wives still themselves at me now. But ain't a snowball chance in hell. There's no chance that I'm crossing that line, brother. No chance. And they're aggressive too. You know how many men out here will go ahead and cut that man's wife, but then say he's alpha? Say, well, his wife chose on the alpha. No, his wife is an evil woman who chose on an evil man because she saw the evil in that man. That shit was evil when I was doing it. But because a man's wife chooses another man, that does not make that man alpha. That makes that man an evil man who is more likely to cross that line with that woman. The alpha man is the man who doesn't cross that line. So you see, I'm still growing myself into the most alpha version of myself, brothers. This wasn't long ago. We're talking about 5 to 10 years ago. You see what I'm saying? I'm still striving to be the most alpha version of myself, man. The alpha male is not the man who would do anything for money. The alpha male is not the man who takes advantage of his own people, man, to make money. I can make money without taking advantage of my people. I don't have to oppress the poor even more to make money. I don't have to be a slave owner-minded black man in order to make money. What you got to understand, man, is this right here. Evil is drawn to evil. Wickedness is drawn to wickedness. Craziness is drawn to craziness. And beta-itis is drawn to beta energy. But this alpha energy is drawn to absolutely nothing except things that serve it. You understand? With the alpha energy, all you can do is serve it. You can't unnerve it. Because ain't nothing to be nervous about when you're the most alpha version of yourself. Brothers, I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. I don't want to make this thing too long, about 40, 45 minutes. And when I chop that little intro off the front, man, it'll be about 40 minutes. I think that's a perfect time. And I want to say one thing, man, before we get out of here, brothers. If your money ain't right, get it right. There are 10 things you can do to get it right. If your body ain't right, get it right. There's 10 things you can do to get it right. If your mind ain't right, get it right. There's things you can do to get your mind right. But if your energy ain't right, first thing you got to do is change the people around you or change the people you're around. Change the people you talk to or change the people you listen to. Learn to live a life. Learn to live a life that's beneficial to you. And if everybody else doesn't reap a benefit from it, that's fine too. Because it doesn't matter who reaps a benefit from your life. Your life is for your benefit. And anyone who doesn't buy into that process, they don't deserve to be in your presence. They don't deserve to be in your company. And you have to disassociate yourself from those people immediately. I mean expeditiously, brothers. So we gonna head on out of here, man. Salute to the mod squad. Salute to all the man. Salute to all the patrons. Salute to everybody that's supporting the growth of the Alpha Sphere, man, because the Alpha Sphere is growing, man. Salute to my, you know what, man? Special salute to my brother, to my little bro, man, Steffis Cole, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my little brother, man. Because I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man. And I may do a straight up shout out to him, man. Matter of fact, I'll do a straight up shout out to him, man. Because I think, man, there's a lot of hate going on, man. And that's my little bro right there, man. And I feel like, man, like something need to be said about it. So I may do some on that, man. But I think it's a travesty what's going on when it comes to young Clinks, man. And you know how we'll get into it on another one, man. I don't want to put it on this one because nobody's gonna listen to this shit all the way to the end anyway, probably. So tell y'all like this, man. The new live stream schedule, like my brother D Fleming just put in the chat, man, is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's new live stream schedule, and y'all be there. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight because I came on last night to try to replace the Monday night stream that was chopped out. So what I'll do, I'll give y'all the Monday night stream tonight, man. It's not gonna be long. I'll give it to you in a premiere. Cause it got chopped off, man, and I really didn't get a chance to finish it, and I didn't want to come back and do it again. I just think it's in poor taste to come back and try to recreate the same thing. If you're watching a TV show, if you miss it, if your cable go out and you miss it, when your cable come back on, show gonna be going off. You better had recorded it. So I say that, man, we gonna get on out of here, brothers. I appreciate everybody being in here. My brothers D Flemings, SJ3, man. I appreciate y'all doing y'all thing, man. I am forever and eternally grateful to all you men for your support. Let's get out of here, man.